incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Raiders. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from Oakland. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you. I got you. Shift. Motion.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Mariota gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Taking it about the 16. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator. Oh, you got deep. Switch. Go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
He's coming. Check in.
On 3rd down, Eason going for the deep ball. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Check. Alert flag. Alert. One. 53. Mike. Watch the run.
On play action, Mariota. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Check. Watch 54.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Justin Simmons on the tackle.
Slam.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
3. Mike by 4.
Here's Mariota. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Check. Lucky. 54's Mike.
Check, check. Watch 54.
First down, and they go back to Harris. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Let's get it.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Sponge, sponge, sponge. No, no, no. One. Check three.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Check 56. I'm scared. Check. Motion. Bumps out the helmet. Here we go.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Keep it up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 17 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there, because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
Right there, 56. And let's pin the mirrors back.
And to give this time to the tailback. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 15 line. Off the run. Snap.
Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Rock it.
Operating from the gun. Eason, space to maneuver at the 40. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Time. Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Set. 18 Gator. Christian travel. Tight down. There you go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. So 2 disastrous running plays, and now they face a third and very long. From the gun, Eason. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pickup there, a 22.
And a Bengal first down.
Set, ready, bam, bam, 70, Indy. Shit. Smooth.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Eason airing this one out for Evans. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here.
Hey, high 7.
Back to throw. Eason. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, tighten up. Check 9.
This is McCaffrey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Watch the block. 3. Whip. Watch the 60. 53 is the mine.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 16.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marcus Mariota. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Gold to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Off play action. Eason airing this one out for Evans. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there.
But nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here we go, set, 30 base. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Bravo. 56, Mike.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Eason, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Eason. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Robert Foster as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained.
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for the Bengals. 46 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
8, read.
65, 65.
Go, go.
Right 34, right 34. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's go, baby.
Let's get it.
To throw on second down. Eason. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw. Eason. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss.
Ready.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
Hey, Haywood. He's coming.
Looking to throw. Eason. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go now. 18 Gators.
Check 56. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now a handoff working right. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. Eason. And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
You ain't doing nothing today. Out, 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 out.
'53 the mic. 53 is the mic. Let's go, D.
Here's McCaffrey. He's got the first down and more past midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yeah.
backside guys,
Man,
that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
No, no, no. Off, off, off.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
53. Here we go, here we go.
Now a run with McCaffrey. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Nice catch, boy. Undercrush, undercrush.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Got an open man. It's Foster. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. McCaffrey. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
Throwing is Mariota. Open man, here's Foster. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Mariota going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Let's put that team on.
Now they try the right side here. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Off the play fake. Eason. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Scoot, scoot, scoot. Got you, boy.
Look at me. Go. Ready?
Throwing on third and long. Eason. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he stopped after a gain of 1, not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Cut. Check. Shut down. Motion. Check. Shift.
And an Allen to run. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He may try and run for this. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Mariota to throw it this time. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
56, Mike, 56, Mike.
On second down, it's Harris. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Watch that, watch that, watch that.
He can run for it, and he will. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 48, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. He gives it up. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Mike 54. Mike 54. I got wide. Shift.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Check 99. Check 99. One. That's mine. Right there. 54. One. 54 Mike.
Throwing here, Mariota. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. How good has he been throwing the football, though? Despite that incompletion, that's just the third time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
Third and long here for Mariota. Letting one go deep for the end. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey. Hey, orbit. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
To throw again. Eason. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
56. Rock it. 56.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football, where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters